Torres gets patched up and he and Atwater try to interview someone there. But he seems to have an issue with the police not caring about people getting snatched up in Pilsen without attention. He has a hard time with the criticism that implies he doesn't care about his neighborhood and people. He calls out that they are resorting to a classic case of kidnapping people as they do in Latin America, emptying out their bank accounts. The victim is a grocery store owner and clears out about $20,000 a year. Torres heads to Brenda's house to talk to her after hearing about the latest update from Atwater. And she's locked herself in the bathroom and is talking to the kidnappers who are trying to get even more money. But Brenda is afraid to talk to Torres about what's happening. Brenda is resistant because she's upset that there have been many of these abductions and the police haven't helped at all. Apparently the district for their neighborhood is understaffed and the people don't feel like they're serving the community. Torres keeps an eye on Brenda and tails her when it's clear she's leaving the house with a bag of money to go to a drop point. Burgess and Ruzek are also en route and so is Voight. They follow Brenda to a market of some sort. Torres tails her on foot, and Voight goes in shortly after him. They plan on taking this person down despite it being quite busy because they don't have much choice. Brenda isn't giving the guy who greets her the money, and they start struggling over the bag. Torres approaches and announces himself after the guy pulls out a gun and starts brandishing a weapon. He goes to shoot Torres and Torres shoots him first. It looks like the guy may be dead, which would mean they may have lost a lead on where her husband is. Torres is still clearly looking sleep-deprived, and he reopened his wound on his arm from the cut glass. Torres and Burgess go to speak with someone who had recently been attacked the same way. They head to a tattoo shop to speak to her cousin, and she isn't trying to give up information until eventually the former victim comes out to speak to them. He tells them more about where they held him, and the team manages to piece together clues that take them to a warehouse. They breach the place and search around. Torres is the one who found Brenda's husband dead, and he looks visibly shaken by this when Kim finds him. The rest of them head to a lead with the driver who fled the scene. Torres heads to update Brenda. He gets uncomfortable when she asks him to pray. Torres heads back to the station when he hears they have the driver. He wants his turn in interrogation and really lays into the driver and gets him to talk. His interrogation style is much darker than expected for his character, and he gets the guy to give him a name. The guy expects a deal, but Torres tells him he never made any promises. They head to the apartment building to pick up their new lead, and he starts fleeing when he hears police are after him. He heads to the fire escape, and Tori has Atwater give him a boost up in order to get to the guy on the roof. The two of them brawl on the roof until the perpetrator pulls out a gun. Torres pulls out his, and they have a very tense standoff in which Torres basically wants the guy to make a move so he can shoot him. Torres looks darker and scarier than we've ever seen him. The guy finally drops his weapon when Atwater approaches, and Atwater has to ensure that Torres doesn't still shoot the guy. He can tell Torres is struggling.